Good day, dear my listeners. Let's begin our next lecture. Today we are going to talk about staff and professional in international organizations, conference and hotels. As we know, we are all different. Therefore, we choose different areas and different jobs. Sometimes we have to search just to look for a job in different places when we speak about our job, concerning to our job. Today we are going to talk about the jobs in international organizations such as United Nations, European Union, and many other organizations such as hotels. And we are going to talk about the staff personnel who works in these organizations, hotels, related to interpreting service. So let's begin. You see the picture. You see conference hall. You see the participants. But a lot of people stay background, stay behind the stage, servicing or just providing different service. If we speak about the staff categories of United Nations organization, it is made up of different categories of staff. They are different levels. They have got different responsibilities and requirements. As we know, the main organs of United Nations organization can be General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court, and Secretariat. And these kind of organs just employ every different kind of professions. When we speak about job network, they can be management, economic, social and development department, political, peace and humanitarian, and as well as administration, ethics, investigation, finance, human resources, investment manager, ombudsman, and others. All these professions work and serve for United Nations organization. And here we are going to talk about them. On the screen we can see different categories of staff at the United Nations. P&D staff, G staff, NO staff, FS, SG, GSG and others. If we speak about professional in higher category, P&D, they are professional in higher categories, are normally internationally recruited and are expected to serve at different duty stations throughout their career with organization. There are several levels of positions of PS. P2, at least 2 years of experience. P3, at least 5 years of work experience. P4, at least 7 years of working experience, so on. P7, over 15 years of experience. These are often served by those who have much more experience. P2 sometimes requires 2 years of experience, but people with 5 or 6 year experience, they may work because applicants are too much, but positions are too few. General service staff is shortly called for GF. They are the staff who are recruited locally. They work in local areas. They are called general staff. G staff is local state that mainly deals with administrative affairs and technical support. Especially moving from G staff to P staff, if you suddenly want to, is extremely difficult. International staff or professional officers, commonly called P staff, they serve abroad in international locations. They have rotations. They are assigned to serve at different countries every few years. They are rotated from one place into another. International professional staff, as well as general service staff serving at headquarters in Geneva, are administered by the Headquarter Staff Service Division of Human Resources Management. National staff, national professional staff, commonly called NPO staff, recruited at the national level to perform managerial and professional functions requiring national knowledge and experience. They are called national staff. National officers are hired locally and work in their own country. For example, in China, the competition can be larger than Kazakhstan and everything can be limited to 20 candidates. National officers work locally in a special country. F staff, field service staff. They are referring to assignment of general service staff outside their duty station for a limited period of time, from 2 years. Recruitment, for example, field service can be for those who work in the field of mission, for example, refugee camps. You need to understand that United Nations employees are abducted, captured, and killed, and that's why in some cases they hire field service staff in order just to send them to some kind of places for a short period of time. Junior professional staff officers. They are young professionals appointed to posts funded by donor governments. They are recruited on different kind of places for assistance. Junior professional officer is a country-sponsored program. The specialist works in the developing countries on a specific project. They work in developing countries. Sometimes GP or staff is given a position if nobody else found for the position. Person receives P2. Sometimes he may work after his contract is ended. Positions are open exclusively to citizens of participating countries. Candidates from developing countries for the position are required. It's much easier to go to this position. That's why they are called national level. So they have got the consultants. They are sort of categorization of consultants. They consult in different kind of spheres, especially they hire them to solve some kind of issues. And consultants are often hired by them. They are hired to do work on a specific topic and area. For example, water supply, sanitation system. Consultant can be hired for a period of 24 or 36 months, after which they may take a break of 6 months. Sometimes they hire additional hands. For example, if they organize some kind of meetings, they hire some people, individual constructors. They cannot last longer than 9 months. They must take a break of 6 months. Especially they assist conferences. Amount of payment depends on your work experience, and the conditions and requirements may be different. On a certain date, to cover the flight from or without covering this cost and so on. If you are necessary specialist, they hire you and they pay all your costs, just traveling costs and living expenses. Young professionals program sometimes are for underrepresented countries at the United Nations. Especially they work for non-TENS. It means who are studying the last years of university, bachelor's degree. They may hire you, but you work free of charge in order to gain experience. They are not paid. On the screen you can see the woman or just the staff member who worked from 1977 up to 2005 and moved different positions from one level up to the next level. There are different job families, including military, civilian police, medical, conference services, and have different standards for a minimum educational requirement. All the positions require some kind of education, non-background. Medical doctors require an advanced university degree, which cannot be substituted by a combination of first-level university degree and experience. They require more experience, more education. When we speak about interpreters language, they should have at least first-level university degree for a minimum educational requirements. So you see difference between the university level of doctors and interpreters. They verify For interpreters, less. For doctors, more years are required. It's required advanced university degree for professional and director level positions. Frequently accept that if you have a first level university degree combined with qualifying work experience, they will hire you. Now let's speak about conference staff. Who will serve meeting, who will serve all participants of the meeting in this United Nations organization or any kind of international organizations, whom you will come across with during your translation process. They can be multitask conference assistants, registration assistants, management office admin support, room and session monitoring, press and speaker room support, information hospitality service, and so on. Booth hosts, airport meet and greeting, bag fulfillment, ticket taker, and others. All of them you can see on the screen, and they serve during meeting, who can stay backstage or just behind the stage. When you speak about hotel staff, you also may meet someday during the process of translation, because different kind of events may happen at the hotels, and you may lead the guest to the hotel, and here you have to get acquainted with some staff of hotels. They vary from administration to the catering or maid, waitress, and cooks service. Even you can see plumbers, gardeners, and electricians in the hotel. Let's talk one by one about each of the staff. Managing director tends to deal with the finance and staffing issues surrounding the hotel, while general manager have more flexible list of duties, which he should solve concerning to the hotel problems. Executive housekeeper will be responsible for the smooth running of the guest room, and everything depends on them. The clarity, the accuracy of laundry, of all service depends on them. Front office manager responsible for guest reservation, while restaurant manager would be in charge of the food, drink provided by the hotel. Sometimes at large hotels, a convention manager would be employed to coordinate all activities relating to meetings. This will include meetings with guests to ensure that the required schedule is correctly planned. They are called convention managers. In many hotels, managers will have a variety of assistants whose job description will usually depend on the hotel size and its capacity. Assistant manager to employ and arrange the training of new staff, supervise staff, and organize the running of their department, the ordering the suppliers. Both managers and assistant managers should have their secretary. Their job will be to type the entire manager's correspondence and operate an organized filing system for any reports and date. Of course, they will help with some kind of documentation, with some kind of dates. A very popular form of employment in hotel is the guest service department. Unlike the managerial side of the hotel, the guest service workers do not necessarily require a degree or diploma before they start. And cashiers, doormans, and so on, they are also required in the hotel service. Kitchen staff is very important, and the head chef in charge of the complete service of food and drink to the guests is very important. When we speak about health and safety regulation, they also have got their own staff. Electricians, builders, carpet fitters, plumbers might be among the staff according to the size of the hotel. Some smaller hotels who cannot afford to keep this kind of workers employed all the time will contract out certain job. Sometimes they call for a help, and then they pay them for their work, for a short work, and then they will have some kind of contract, but they cannot pay yearly. Some hotels will have 24-hour room service, while other hotels will stop breakfast service at 9 a.m. It depends on the size and capacity of the hotel. So that was all for today. If you got some useful information, we'll be very glad. Thank you very much for being with me.